Our topic is the representation of memory and silence, from Vova to El Silencio de Otros. We chose this theme because these two films reveal how Spanish cinema transforms from personal storytelling to collective remembrance. By analyzing their different production and distribution models, we can understand broader trends in Spanish filmmaking in the 20th, 21st century. El Silencio de Otros is directed by Moneda Carrasito and Robert Baja. It's a powerful documentary that exposes Spain's ongoing struggle to confront the crimes of Franco's dictatorship. It follows victims and human rights lawyers as they seek justice through international courts, challenging the country's 1977 amnesty law. Through intimate interviews, archival footage, and emotional testimonies, the film reveals the silence surrounding historical trauma and the resilience of those demanding truth. It reflects Spain's broader effort to recover memory, justice, and dignity for those erased from official history.
War is a Spanish comedy drama directed by Spanish director Pedro Almodovar in 2006. The narrative structure is based on the reestablishment of emotional connections among several generations of women as they jointly guard secrets in silence. The story follows three women returning home, discover that their mother, long believed died, has returned. Her reappearance exposes two cases of forced killing that occurred under similar oppressive circumstances. The repetition of this experience across generations reveals how women's memories recur within the same social conditions. In this continual mutual assistance among women, individual memories are transformed into collective cultural mappings. The film premiered at Cannes and supported by multiple European investors and international festivals, helped advance the global reach of Spanish cinema. Also in War, silence is Ramonde's way of protecting herself and her daughter, and is also a way for other women in the community to protect their fellow women who are also threatened by the male predicament. The most representative example is Austina in the plot. She was clearly heard from the Apollo's conversation with the ghost mother, and she also indirectly asked, I want to know actually what happened, indicating that she knew the answer deep down but chose to be an informed person who respects others' choice and keeps secret. Points out that film shows women's silence as a paralyzed escape are naturally naturalized by society, but this kind of silence is actually a wise strategy that protects women who have experienced misfortune through undetected concernment, slightly smoothing their pain.
In El Silencio de Otros, silence is not only the lack of speech, but the weight of pain that was never spoken. It lives in the bodies of women who suffered under Franco's rule. The film often shows close shots of hands, skin, and rough textures. These images create what Guillermo Galasco calls haptic visuality. The viewer can almost feel the memory through the grain and detail of the image. When survivors look through old papers or touch broken objects, the camera makes the viewer feel close to the remains of injustice. This physical way of filming shows the women's wish to move from silence to truth and justice. In Vulva, the silence is more private. The main character stays quiet to protect her family. In El Silencio de Otros, silence belongs to the whole society. It is part of the agreement to forget. The change from silence to speech happens through legal work and the search for old records. Both films show women as the keepers of memory and strength.
That's a great point. El Silencio really shows how silence becomes collective and political. In War, silence and memory are portrayed more personally, yet it still connects to the collective memory shared among women in Spanish communities. The film reveals how memory continues through silence, rebuilding bonds across generations, unlike the document, which seeks justice through politics action. Forward reflects on the past through emotional memories, arming for healing and hope. As Guti writes, Forward proposes an escape that understands and integrates the past in the present, so that an intervention in the present may allow us to imagine a better future. At the same time, the Lugo knows Forward holds a crucial position in the expanding global vision of Almodovar cinema, though deeply rooted in a Spanish setting, its local story of silence and memory expanded into a symbol of a transnational Hispanic identity, reflecting the growing cultural reach of Spanish cinema in the global context.
In El Silencio de Otros, production and distribution show two big changes in Spanish language cinema. One is the growth of cross-country production and online streaming. The other is the rise of documentaries that deal with social issues. Malia says that between 2016 and 2021, Spanish films grew through global streaming services, but they still have limits in how far they spread. Toby Ayler says that Latin American films have also faced problems in reaching viewers and that making films is not enough without good ways to share them. El Silencio de Otros follows these patterns. It was made through teamwork between Spain and other countries, and it was shown in festivals and on streaming platforms that reached people outside Spain. Volva was made in a different way. It was a Spanish film made by one well-known director and was shown mostly in theaters and film festivals. Its success came from the director's name, not from streaming or activism-based networks.
Yeah, and World War represents an earlier stage in the history of Spanish film production and distribution. Unlike the document, which relies on streaming networks and extensive cross-national collaborations, World War's distribution model had just begun to demonstrate the advantages of transnational collaboration. By the late 1990s, Aldacel building an impressive international network with the European distributor CIBY 2000 and Sony Pictures Classics in the US. Forward demonstrate how Spanish directors like Almodovar at the beginning of the 21st century network area used in independent production and international commercial partnerships to expand their audience and global recognition. This model helped the film achieve major success at the Cannes Film Festival and in cities around the world. In conclusion, actually, by comparing World War and El Silencio, I found that Spanish films in the earlier 21st century were moving towards cross-border production and broader global circulation as word from locally based independent films into international productions and global distribution through streaming platform. In terms of content protection, the form enters the international market by reflecting social culture through personal memory, while the latter reaches global audience through a more direct public and politicized collective memories. Both showcase the development of the Spanish film from individual to collective and from the local to the global.
And this is our reference list. That's it.